lookup formulas. We're going to start with the Vlookup, and that's vertical lookup. So let's say, for example, if I were to plug in a courtroom number right here in B11, I want it to return the name of the person that's in that courtroom. So the Vlookup, the vertical lookup, is going to come right here in this range. It's going to look down until it finds courtroom 2, and then it's going to go over and return the name of that courtroom clerk. Now I have to set up the formula enabled to do this, and that's the Vlookup. So again, we're going to use the insert function dialog box. And it looks like I've already used the Vlookup at some point, so it's right here in my most recently used functions. I'm just going to double click on that and it will open up my Vlookup dialog box. So again, what's in bold are necessary arguments for this formula. So the lookup value is the value to be found in the first column of the table. So your lookup value always has to be in the first column. Now, what I want you to do when we're talking about lookups is totally ignore the column headings and the row headings, because a lookup function has nothing to do with whether it's in column A, B, C, D, E, or if it's in row 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so get that out of your mind. Okay, so my lookup value, this is what I want to look up. And remember, I want to look up the courtroom number. So I'm going to click on B11 because whatever's in this cell is what I want it to look up. Now my table array is the table which contains the data. So that is, I'm just going to go ahead and select A1 through C7. This is my range of data. Now my column index number, this is where a lot of people get a little hung up at. But remember, I told you to totally ignore the column headings and the row headings. In my data range, which is A1 through C7, I have 1, 2, 3 columns. I am going to look down this column, find courtroom 2 in this case, because that's what I'm looking for. Then I want it to return the name. So it's going to go over to column 3. That's what I want to return. So I'm going to put in here row index number 3. Okay. So now it returns, oh, I'm not done. I made a little mistake there. So I'm going to open up my insert function dialog box again. Now, why was that a mistake? It kind of sort of was. So I'm going to go to my range lookup, and right here it says, if I want to find an exact match, I have to put in false. So I'm going to type in false. If I do not put in false, then it's going to find something that's somewhat close. And it didn't find anything close to 2, so it didn't know what to do, and that's why it returned that error value. So now I'm going to click OK, and it returned Kathy. And let me see, courtroom 2, yep, that's Kathy. So let's say I want to know who's in courtroom 4. Put in 4. Oh, and it returns Alex. Yep, Alex. So, oh, who's in courtroom 12 today? So see how that works? It's looking. So again, if you imagine that this spreadsheet is thousands of rows or even hundreds, or even if it went to like 30 or 40 rows, the lookup function comes in really handy. So that is the vertical lookup. Now you'll notice on this particular spreadsheet, I do have the H lookup too. That's horizontal lookup, and it does just the opposite. But you're going to have to watch a different video for that one.